Hello, welcome to my video, or welcome back to my video. You know what it is, it's a bee hobbit hole, or a honeycomb hobbit hole I should say. Should be a bit more correct about that one, it's a honeycomb hobbit hole. Anyways, subscribe if you want, no pressure. I think you should do it personally. But anyways, what would I know? So I started off with the basic shape I usually do. Yeah, it's just, you can see what I'm doing, it's pretty basic. I'm not going to sit and try and explain it, because I know I'm going to mess it up just royally. I think the dark oak really looks well with the honeycomb. Really looks good with the honeycomb. It, like, they complement each other really good, which when building small things is what you want to try and get. I don't know why, but I've been doing my chimneys like this recently. Usually I do them differently. And I thought to put two so it looks like antennas, but I thought that would just look stupid, so I didn't do that. But you know, you could do it if you were thinking to make it look more like a bee. I don't know what I was going for. Anyways, I was building like a honey pond, so it would look like it's filled with honey. But after I built it, I changed my mind because it looked stupid. I don't know what I did wrong, but every time I try and do that glass effect, you know, that foggy one, I do it wrong. Like, I put glowstone at the bottom because I think that's what makes it, like, glowy, but it just didn't work out. I don't know why, but that's fine. It's fault, not my fault. It can't be my fault, obviously. I built it, so it's not my fault. I don't know, yeah. I just changed it for a normal pond because it looked wrong. If I had known how to do it right, it would have looked great, but I've never been able to get these right. I don't know why, but they just turn out so stupid looking for me. Maybe it's because I was using two, like, stains of glass, because I was using orange and yellow. If someone knows, can you fill me in? I've tried watching tutorials on it and I just never seem to get it right. Or do you have to put lava at the bottom? Is that what it is? But it looked stupid. It didn't create the fog effect, it just looked like glass. Which was not the point. Anyways, it's fine. And I tried to put terracotta in so it looked like it was honey. But no. I even tried putting, like, orange on the top so it looked more golden, but it just didn't look right. I thought I could live with it, but I couldn't. So I changed it in, like, a minute or two. If you like it, go for it. Or if you know how to create the effect better, go for it. But I don't. For some reason, I did, like, a little tent out the front. It's not a second hobbit hole, it's like a tent. Or just like a second, like, I don't know what you could use it for, probably like storage. It's more decorative, but it's fine. Yeah, it looked really cute. I would put this in a survival world easy. It looked so cute. I'd say it looked better than the Hobbit hole, which is what you're all here for. Yeah, it looks nice. Obviously, I have to put leaves on everything. Leaves make everything look better. If you don't agree with me, you're wrong. Just hands down, you're wrong if you don't agree with me. Yes, you're wrong if you don't agree with me. Yeah, that came out so great. Like, so great. Oh my gosh, I couldn't have worded it better. So yeah, I changed my mind about the pond. I just put in a normal pond. Yeah, I didn't bother to break all of the glass. I covered it up. It looked fine, in my opinion. I don't know how many times I can say it looked fine till I believe it, but it actually looked fine. It looked better, even. I put axolotls in, of course. Can you guys name it, please? I would love them to be named. I had no idea what to name them, so yeah, leave a suggestion if you could. That would be awesome. I would really appreciate it. There's 4 of them, so I will pick 4 names. But anyways, I don't know. Just kind of add like little details to the pond just to make it look more detailed. Obviously. Okay, what I like to do for like the bit where the Hobbithole is sitting in, I like to make it look more bushy, so it looks more natural and like it's not just sitting there. Or like it hasn't been like freshly done, so it looks like it's been there for a while. I like to add moss, just to make it look overgrown. Because usually like things like that would look overgrown. And moss is a great thing to add, because it grows so unpredictably. It looks unpredictable. I usually add 2 types of leaves. I think that's just oak leaves. And bamboo, of course. It looked great. I removed that, don't worry. And for the path, I kind of just I wing it the entire time. Pun not intended, because it's a bee Hobbithole. What am I kidding? It's totally intended. I don't know why I'm adding honey. Sorry, this is honeycomb. I didn't use honey once. Just like moss. Moss seems to work with everything well. That didn't sound grammarly correct when I said it. Anyways, I always like to remove like the grass blocks that are 2 blocks high, because they look stupid in my opinion. They look just too... they look too overgrown. Like the 1 block tall ones are fine, but the ones that are 2 blocks tall are just not quite right. I added in like a bunch of tulips too. Just like a bunch, so it looked springy. 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 It doesn't sound like the right word. And of course, don't worry, I added bees. If you want to name them too, I don't know how many bees there are. There are. I can speak today, honest. But, you know. I don't know. Name the bees, maybe. That would be great. And I like to add just like the azalea bushes in like swirly patterns, so they look like... I don't know. Have you ever been to like a nice garden park thingy? Or like... I'm trying to think of what it's... There's this like butterfly park in Sydney. Okay, yep, I know what I'm trying to say. You don't, but I do. That's not what I was basing it off, but you know, that's probably the best analogy. I think there's one in like... I forget, but that's fine. Adelaide, but you know, who goes to Adelaide, honestly? What's in Adelaide? I actually don't know. Someone please tell me. I've never been. I've never had no need or reason to go to Adelaide. I like the azalea bushes. They look great. And the azalea trees, because they grow, like, deformed. They look like a deformed oak tree, honestly. Because they don't grow, like, uniformly, as, like, the oak trees do. And, of course, for some reason, I added this wall. I don't know why. I just think it looked really cool at the time. I don't know what it's meant for, but it looked awesome. I guess it kind of makes it look like a gated community. It looks like safer and cozier with like the gate, and I did this by just doing it like not square but not round. Well, it's round, but you can see what I did. I don't know why I added the spikes. They looked really intimidating. But they pulled it together so well. Obviously, you don't have to add the spikes if you're in survival. Or what are they called? The dripstones. The dripstones. I feel like they're called stalactites, though. Or stalagmites. I don't know. I didn't pay attention in Yup, I'm having a brain moment. I didn't pay attention in school, if you couldn't realise. I can't even grammar on most days. So, stay in school, kids. Of course, I added a bed. It's yellow. It's non-negotiable. It has to be yellow. Maybe orange if you want to be different. But, like, the yellow looks better, okay? My opinion matters. Like, of course, a little kitchenette too. I don't know what I was thinking with this wall, don't worry, I get rid of it. It's fine. It doesn't exist, it's fine. We forget about it. We don't talk about it like Bruno. It's actually more of a kitchen instead of a kitchenette, never mind. It's quite big. Usually I don't have that much space for a kitchen, but it's quite big. I had a lot of space in this house, surprisingly. Obviously make your inside as big as you want, or as small as you want. But that's fine, you do you. I always add a reading nook, not that I read. I don't have the attention span to read a book, I'll admit that. Unless I absolutely have to read said book, which I don't really see any reason for me to need to read a book anymore. I don't know why the blue rugs, but the blue rugs, it looked cute, in my opinion. And of course I have to add just a tremendous amount of leaves. It's just like so many leaves. Leaves make everything okay. Leaves are like therapy. And I like to add the azalea leaves so they look like they're flowering but in unpredictable patterns. Don't know why I do this. And of course, candles. Okay, thank you for watching. If you could name the axolotls, there are 4 of them, I would like them to be named, please. And subscribe if you want, no pressure, but you definitely should do it because I'm awesome. Wow, that ego really took place. I am so sorry.